It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to a beautiful Friday afternoon. The rains have soothed away. You know, Mark Anthony sings a song that the rains come to wash all impurities off the earth.
I've been listening to him all morning. You didn't even know that. You weren't even here. How'd you know?
Stuff happens. But my goodness gracious, that they clean the streets. I love Florida. In New York, I don't care how much it rains. It's always dirty. But here, it shines.
It's pretty cool, though. Even after the floods, our parking lot dries out. It was flooded yesterday. I never warmed up last night.
Did you see the beautiful Niagara Falls that we had?
Did I see it? I felt it. My hair was it. My hat.
Braxton decided to go.
Everyone was like, "Oh, that's such a nice hat you have on." I'm like, thank you. That would be wet hair kind of day.
You had one strand in the back. I don't understand.
I don't know.
I want to also congratulate Josh and Braxton for doing the Open today. It gets better and better. They were practicing a song that I'm hoping we're going to do.
He's listening to himself right now.
Yeah, and he told me
we're going to take his phone away.
You told we had another song that you practicing. We're gonna play that? Yeah, we are.
Yes,
yeah,
we are.
Because in this house we do. I don't care what it sounds like. You're gonna give it a shot and get it.
Hey,
in
Baxton.
There. Baxton, get off your phone.
Yep.
The bottom line is, I also want to say to Steve-O from New York Sound, out of surgery, a lot of pain, healing. Prayers are with you, brother. You know, so when you heal, you come in here, and we listen to music, and he wants to DJ and everything else.
Oh,
for us,
good.
so just get it together, and we
feel
wish
better.
you the best.
We
Absolutely.
miss you. Feel better. That's all that matters right now.
Absolutely. I'll be checking on you every day until you show up here. So
Friday, hard to believe. Another week. I cannot believe this week has been. This week has been like catch up, crazy. I finally got to sit down and breathe a little bit this morning.
Ketchup?
Catch-up, not ketchup. Catch-up?
No, it's ketchup.
Catch-up. Speaking of which, but I'm bummed. Congratulations to your Mets.
Oh, because we won?
Catch
it's one game of, they got 161 to go.
But it starts with 1.
Yeah, but we lost another pitcher. I can't believe this. And yesterday, my man Josh, I showed him the secret to see all games, everything. We can't tell nobody.
Yeah, I know. You were in one room, he was in another. I know.
And the Phillies got trounced, but that was opening
Did
day.
They?
That was opening day. They're not, I don't know where Texas came out of them hitting like that. It was just crazy.
Anyone talk to Mr. Baseball?
No, but we're going to bring him in.
Good.
We got some other pieces that I'm hoping arrive today for opening day, which I wanted yesterday, but hopefully it'll come today.
Okay, that was kind of a cool piece. He's got little details to put in.
Yes, and I wanted to talk, because we have Lynn in the house today, I wanted to talk to Lynn about his guest last night on his show.
She was great. Messy,
and then there's a gentleman that was with him as well.
That was her husband.
And he was blind.
No, she is blind.
She was blind? I thought he was blind.
She was blind, blind.
You gotta be kidding me. I had that whole thing turned around.
What a surprise.
She has more sight than I have. She was walking around. I'm like, hey, how you doing?
I know. She's blind, and she lost her sight. She wasn't born blind, right? She lost her sight.
She lost her sight. I think she said she was 26 when she lost her sight, and it was the result of an infection caused by a contact lens.
That's
and
right.
Then it spread to the other eye, and so she actually lost her sight in both eyes. But she continued to write.
That's amazing.
She had very emotional.
I'm thinking it was him all the time. It was her.
It was her. She had very emotional telling her story, which I don't know if, Lynn, if you realize that your guests are going to get emotional at the time when you bring them in, but you get so deep and authentic with your guests, with your authors, that next thing you know, they're sharing their story, and it hits hard sometimes.
Well, that particular, and the reason I even bring it up is because Lynn does his show, he tapes it in here, and we are beginning to open up the doors to get more people to come in during the tapings. So we're going to make some adjustments, some changes. I drew a blueprint I got to share with you, so people can come in and meet these people. You know, because you can't drink the wine all by yourself. You have to sort of
got to share the
spread
wine.
Love, share the wine.
Share the wine, share the love, which is happening next week. We're rolling into Palm Sundays this week. You've got your grandson's birthday tomorrow. We roll into Passover and Easter, and next week is Holy Week.
I know.
A lot of things happening. So.
When I was an altar boy.
I know. I asked you if we were working next Friday, actually.
I never worked on a Friday. Never worked on a Friday.
On a Friday or on Good Friday?
On Good Friday. And Good Friday to me was never Good Friday. Nothing could ever happen to me on Friday.
I was born on Good Friday. You got nothing else to say to that one. A long, long time ago.
For those of you who are new to the show, Dawn's birth certificate has been missing. We don't know how old she is. She tells us a number. For all we know, she could be 30. We don't know. Her parents say, well, we think. So you got a birth certificate. How'd you get the one you have?
I don't have one.
Oh, and there you have it. So it's a guess as to when she was born, but she says Good Friday. Last year she was born on Easter.
That's right.
The year before that was Passover.
But yes, next week is Holy Week, and actually we are postponing at my house our Passover Seder to Easter Sunday.
Why don't you do it the other way around? Postpone Easter Sunday to Passover Seder.
Passover Seder happens to fall in the middle of the week, which is a Wednesday and Thursday. And since my kids are grown and everyone's working and all over the place in Miami and Fort Lauderdale and Boca, and we're postponing. We're going to postpone it to Saturday night, but that didn't seem to work for everybody.
But what do you do? What do you do in Passover?
What do you do? What did you do in the Last Supper?
My Last Supper, I had the pork chops and
pork chops and applesauce.
Yeah.
No, we've got dinner. We have Seder, and you do all the traditional things for Passover. But because now my family is combined with Ashley's family, right? So.
Are you coming over to the dark side?
They're coming over to
the Latino
our
family side.
So we're going to see. We may end up having croquettes. I don't know.
Croquettes, no, rice and beans, baby.
We might have rice and beans on Passover. We can have it. No,
Easter is ham,
beans, yes.
Mashed potatoes, and my own mother always made rice and beans for me because she wanted to make sure that when I became a diabetic, I got all those carbs.
It depends. It depends on Passover. And here's when Judaism gets a little funky. Some people say you can have rice and beans. Others say you can't.
Why? There's something against rice and beans?
Different sects of Judaism and how the plants are grown. Some let you have legumes, and some let you have rice, and some don't. So I'm all about, if it didn't rise, you can eat it.
Legumes?
Legumes.
What's legumes?
A bean. Legume.
So I have black beans.
A bean is a bean.
There's a legume bean?
Beans overall are called legumes.
You can't eat that?
Some say you can,
What
some
kind
say
of
you can't.
religion are you hanging out with?
Some say you can, some say you can't. Anyway.
You serious?
Yes.
And I've known you how long and you never told me this? I was going to bring a can of beans over to your house. Because that's ain't going to happen either.
So, we combine cultures now. So the kids thought it would be a great idea to have Passover on Easter Sunday since we are now embracing cultures. And I think it's great. And everyone else said it really doesn't make a difference as long as we're together. And that's all that matters.
Because them Cubans love them black beans. I'm tell you right now.
Whatever Ashley makes, as long as they're happy and healthy and safe, they get home from Spain, we're good.
So
that's
black
next
bean
week.
soup would be out of your ballpark too. Right?
We could try it. We get a matzo ball soup and black beans and put
You
it all
mix
together.
them together, you get matzo cracker on a bean.
Ever read that book where everyone puts everything in a bowl and you get soup? What was that called? You know what I'm thinking of.
Rock soup.
Right? So someone brings in water around the town because no one has enough money for food in the town. Everyone's poor and there's a drought and there's no food and there's famine. So they go to the town center and they say if everyone puts something in, one ingredient, you have enough for a soup. So someone brings water, someone brings rocks, someone brings potatoes, someone brings spices, and the whole town ends up eating.
Rocks?
Because to cook it underneath it. So you've got the
I thought
rocks
you were
in the
putting
fire.
rocks in the soup.
So everything comes to stone soup. So everyone comes together from the town and everyone brings in one ingredient, and at the end of the book, everyone comes together in a
The amazing
feast.
thing is that Lynn knows what the hell you're talking
That's
about.
why I asked him, because he's our publisher author and he understands.
Josh, you ever heard
the
anything
scary
like
thing
that?
is he understands my mind. That's what's
No,
even
the scary
scarier.
thing is I think we should do a soup like that in here. Have
should.
every kid bring in an ingredient and put it. And
We
you're
should
gonna put
actually
all
do
together?
it for next week for Easter and Passover during Holy Week.
Oh,
and
no,
bring
no, no.
everyone
We have
together.
ham. I'm sorry.
You can have ham.
I do ham and traditional stuff. This soup thing that you do.
You can do that, and Josh will bring in whatever Josh. Look at Josh's face. He's like,
You don't like ham, but you'll eat chicken.
that's a stretch, though.
That's
also
amazing.
But what happened is, I think Passover changed what its thinking is, because there are so many people that are vegan that they have to expand what's allowed for people to eat. Otherwise, you end up eating a whole lot of nothing. But we've got potatoes and we've got eggs, just like you've got potatoes and eggs, and
That's breakfast.
bring it all together.
I don't have that for dinner. Well, I can.
You can. Anyway, happy Friday, everyone. We are rolling tomorrow into April, which is hard to believe. The end of March. You know what they say, April showers bring May flowers, but we had March showers. We'll see what April brings.
Well, they could turn the faucet off in the Midwest and on the West. No more anything, because they are the tornadoes and everything that's going on out there is just complete crazy.
Well, Michelle Landers put something on yesterday. So if you feel a little sideways and a little off center, it's because the way the moon is and all the planets are aligning and a lot of things are changing. So just be cognizant that it's not just you. It's
Michelle
yours.
Landers. That's Braxton.
Oh.
Michelle Landers is the reason that the stuff is going haywire.
Well, her brother Arthur is starting a show on Wednesday.
Oh,
It's
I'm
called
excited.
Wisdom Cafe. Arthur Tassinello. It's about finding your love and happiness through coaching and second chance at life. And I'm excited. He's going to be here on Monday to launch it with us
I would like Lynn to be here
on
for
the
that
cafe.
grand opening
Lynn
as
is
well.
actually his first guest.
That's why I'm glad that he's here for the first. Nobody tells me nothing.
It was like JC last night. Yeah, I did not know that either.
You're going to enjoy today's show because it's about delivery and everything else. And when you don't know nothing that's going on around here, you act surprised. It's part of the learning
So
curve.
that's a new show that starts on Wednesday, Wisdom Cafe. So I'm excited for that to launch. We've got a lot of new things coming up for the month of April, which will be exciting to share. Our radio station, True Oldies, as you saw, has expanded to 6 radio stations, which is tremendous.
Maybe a seventh.
Maybe a seventh is
Maybe a
on its
seventh,
way.
I
Some more
heard.
to come with that. Some
Should
new
be here
artists
today.
coming in. Isabella, if you come in, this new piece is from Isabella, as they say. She was just accepted to SCAD, which is amazing because she was only 17 when she painted that piece. So
And if you haven't met Isabella, this is her.
she was an immigrant from Venezuela, and this is her life's journey through art.
And there's also some Chinese checkers on the back. I want to know what that's all about. But we have a lot to talk to her.
We
when
got
she
a lot
gets
to talk about with the hashtags.
Also, before we get started, I want to wish speedy recovery to Kenny Love,
Yes.
Dr. Love, who's not feeling well today and is out again today. And we wish him the speedy recovery. And Kenny, we're going to do the best we can to spread love all over the world because Kenny is on the right track. And when love is sick, you got to put a Band-Aid around it, and we have to push. We are pushing some material out for him, as we are with all the other shows, including Lynn's and everybody else, because we want you to know that we are family, we are a network, we work together to bring you all the information, whether it's comedy, seriousness.
Mod Squad's in the house.
Mod Squad is here. That's what Mod
And
Squad-
Mike Velarde has a new show starting next week also.
Oh,
The
that's
Money
right.
Coach with Mike
Making
Velarde.
money? Making money?
The Money Coach.
The Money Coach. Mike Velarde's, let me tell you something. Mike Velarde may have to postpone becoming a congressman because he's in demand.
He's in demand. He's a great host. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got Eminem, Melissa, and Mark with Improv Your Sales. They may say improve, improv. Lynn Everard is with us. We're going to get deep and the nit and gritty on communication.
Never say those two words to a Puerto Rican because I don't know what they mean.
Black beans and rice. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties, open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Mellberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Mellberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
Are
you compromising your medical care for doctors out of your network? Are you tired of dealing with referrals to see a specialist? Are you aware that you can save up to $155 a month on your Medicare premiums? You need an all-in-one benefits company that can help with all of your Medicare plan needs. Call today, All-in-One Benefits Group at 954-614-5488. We're here to find an all-in-one plan for you. 954-614-5488. Call today for open enrollment.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And we're back. So before we get into this, just have to say happy birthday to, I'm going to say our grandson, because I think we all share him in the studio, Joey, tomorrow.
Yes,
so
it is.
happy birthday to Joey. He's going to be 4. He's going to be a big brother.
It's funny because when he was born, I always said to my son, "You're kidding me, right? Because tomorrow is April Fool's."
I thought they were kidding when he was actually born on April Fool's Day, but he truly was actually born on April Fool's Day.
But I got a bunch of grandkids that are going to have birthdays soon.
Yes, you do.
Right.
They also April, May, June. Two
April,
in
May,
April.
June,
Two in
July.
April.
I'm going to be broke. And I got a new one coming April 24th.
Yes.
A little girl.
So happy birthday to Joey. I know Katie shares him not as a grandson, but we sort of collectively share Joey in the studio.
You can have him.
All right, let's get into this. We were at an amazing event. We were at the ribbon cutting ceremony for the Siegel Law Firm.
Well, this was
Their grand
hilarious.
opening for their new space, and Barry and Maria have just been so amazing to everyone here at the studio, and they let us share their table every time we head over to Boca Leeds. And as we were leaving this great event, this lady says to me in the elevator, "Great shoes, love your dress." Then, of course, you know what happens when you wear red shoes. You got to have a whole conversation.
Elevator pitch.
The elevator pitch. It was the perfect elevator pitch, is all I can say.
A 2-floor elevator pitch.
It all changes, right? What can you actually get accomplished in 30 seconds?
It was amazing. I was amazed by the conversation.
Kind of just elevates the whole conversation, no pun intended.
Or
So
deflates.
we met
We're going downward.
Melissa and Mark of Improv My Business. We fixed that actually during Improv My Sales, Improv My Business, Improv My Sales.
We're going to get it right. We're going to
get it
take
right.
2.
With Melissa and Mark. We call them M&M because, you know, Freddie and I are so good at names, but welcome to our studio.
Talking to your
Is
mic.
that
It's
talking
amazing
to your
to be
mic?
here. Thank you. We
It
feel
was a
very
pleasure
blessed.
to meet you because we did not see you at the event, but then we saw you as we were leaving. You are newly here from Hawaii.
That is correct.
Hawaii.
From Maui, Hawaii.
Really?
Yes.
How long have you guys been here?
I've been here for about 4 months, and
Yeah, I've been spending time here for about a year. And yeah, it was really very cool to watch Melissa in action. We had been riding that elevator the whole time, waiting for someone to come on that we could, 30, 40 people we said hello to and nothing took. And then, but we ended up in the best place with Dawn and Freddie.
You know, if you throw enough spaghetti at the fan, eventually something sticks,
We
right?
Well, I noticed that his shoe had left imprints in the rug, so they must have been going up and down all day.
Up and down the elevator.
well, truly, I mean, your shoes are very impressive, Dawn. You're impressive.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Tell us about your company and what you do.
Yeah, we are training and coaching consultants in the area of communication, and we go into organizations, anything from healthcare to financial services, retail, and we also work with individuals really to help them be better communicators. What we see, and maybe you've seen the same thing, is this epidemic of communication breakdowns. And it affects productivity, but even worse, it affects relationships. Relationships break down. We like to say it turns into a waste of time and tears.
And it doesn't have to be that way. You know, we have tools that help people to really tap into their hearts, to what truly matters, to create shared realities together. So many times people make the other person wrong for their perception, and so we help to build we help to build
bridges. We help to build
and coherence.
Yeah, bridges, and one of the ways we do this is through applied improv. Maybe you've seen improv comedy on Whose Line Is It Anyway, or you've seen an improv show, and as you probably know from improv, people go on stage without a script, and they create this reality. They create scenes. Sometimes it's really funny, sometimes it's really touching. And what you don't know is that they are using principles that guide them, that help them create that magic in the moment. For example, make your partner look good. What else? What are some of your favorite principles, Melissa?
Well, definitely having your partner's back.
Yeah.
Again, so many times, whether it's a romantic partnership or whether it's in business or parent-child, we don't have each other's back. And when we have each other's back, then we can create a really beautiful shared reality, and we can expand the possibilities. Mark and I are all about expanding possibilities in our own relationship, which was probably meeting Don and Freddie, as well as in other people's realities, whether it's in business or at home.
But hold on, I want to go through them one by one.
Yeah.
And I'm intrigued here because they have
so many
opened
things
up
floating around
Pandora's
in my head right now.
box.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
When you're in the business, so many things come to light. But before we get into that, how do you leave Hawaii for Florida? Let's start there.
Everybody has asked me that question pretty much since I landed here, and Mark's the one that got me here.
Mark, what is wrong with you?
We had heard that the best show, Don and Freddie's Brooklyn Cafe, was here.
He was the guy who lived on that volcano that went up.
We were more than happy to travel
He
to
was
Hawaii
running.
for
He was
you.
looking behind
Yeah.
running. Let's
What
get
you
there.
should be asking us is, how did we get to Maui in the first place? And it was love. And we got to Maui because Melissa and I met in Los Angeles, and we fell in love. And then she broke up with me.
And you chased her across the ocean?
She went to Maui to heal, but she realized that she couldn't be away from me and invited me over, and we've been there for a long time. And then the other part of the love equation is my father, who is almost 92. He'll be 92 on June 3rd, Paul Levine. He's been living here in Boca Raton, and I've been far away from him, and I wanted to be closer. So love brought us into this area. Love brought us to Maui, and love is why we do what we do. In fact, Melissa's email is love@improvmysales.com.
I love that. Now, do you still have a house in Hawaii?
We do.
And
yes.
do you rent it?
What's that?
Do you rent it?
Do you want to visit?
I do.
Is that what you...
I do. That's why. Let me tell you, you don't know me well. I have a story. I went to Hawaii on an anniversary.
Yeah.
I went to Gubba Rump or Rup Gubba or what is it?
Where?
Bubba Gumps.
Bubba Gumps.
Okay.
On the
Bubba
ocean.
Gump Shrimp.
In Lahaina?
That is one of the oldest traditional restaurants in Hawaii.
And do you know the owner?
No.
Well, the owner gave me the keys and says, I want you to stay, I want you to work, because I filled the place up. I filled it up for like 3 or 4 hours.
I'm sure you did.
I had a ball. And I don't play
no
the piano,
doubt.
but we were playing the piano and everything else was in there. I love Hawaii. Hawaii is where you go to say, okay, no more work, nothing, because it's so beautiful there.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, and the people are so nice, and it is so expensive to live there. But anyway, besides that,
Yeah.
so you still have a house there that you're going to be going back and forth?
Yeah, we will. And right now we're spending time here, and we love helping people be better communicators. And the improv part of it is so fascinating because when we're doing a training, people are laughing as they're learning, and they're dropping their guard, and they're connecting with other people while they're learning these tools that they can count on. to be more effective is as they communicate internally, or if they're communicating in sales to
So when a
potential
guy
clients.
asks his female partner whether romantic or in business, is everything okay? And she says, I'm fine.
Yeah,
It's all
I would
good.
invite him to dig a little bit deeper at that point. Yeah, there's definitely something going on.
But you know
And I
that
understand that
I'm
one.
fine thing
Yep.
doesn't mean I'm fine.
No, it
No,
doesn't.
no.
I mean, I lived in that a lot of my life. I lived in suppression. That's why my passion is communication, because our expression is the guarantee of our freedom. So I'm a big believer, obviously, in communicating. And when a woman says I'm fine, probably 9 times out of 10, she's not.
Or you ask someone, are you okay? And they say, I am.
The movie, White Man Can't Jump. Remember White Man Can't Jump? Where Rosie, whatever her face is, says, I want a
Perez.
glass of water. Well, here's a glass of water. I don't want a glass of water. Women are just so complicated. Because when you say I'm fine,
We're
you're not
fine.
fine.
We're
And when
fine.
you say I'm not fine, you're fine. I mean, what is it?
We're fine. We're just not great. We're fine. We're okay.
In the history
Yeah.
of the world, no woman has ever been just fine.
Yeah. I think there's a little bit of, I guess what I would call passive aggressive too. Oftentimes she has stuff going on. And what Mark does so masterfully with me, and we're getting a little bit more into romantic couples here, but we also can share this in business, is he's so tuned in to me that he knows when something is not fine. And he probes a little bit more. And then I open up. And when he creates that space of safety, which is what we help people to create, is psychological safety. And that's really what we can do in relationships as well as in business. We can all do a better job of that.
I love this thing because I noticed that you say when you have two partners, I said, that are in business and are not married or romantically involved, you want your partner to be an offset of who you are. You want your partner to be,
Fine.
you know, fine. No, not fine. We're not going to ever use that word again. You want them to be, put her, like in this case, when I work a room with Dawn, I know that everybody's going to be watching Dawn. I mean, why wouldn't you watch Dawn? I get it. But the object of the game is I tell Dawn, fill the room. Talk to people, do what you do, like these elevator people we met, right? And the object of the game for us is we like to make other people shine. You know, I went to an event with Lynn, and I'm not romantically involved with Lynn, but Lynn was, in my eyes, the man of the book. He's the author. Same thing with Frank. So when we go to places, I highlight him because he has something that people should know about, learn about it, and go. So is that the direction? Because all of a sudden you're calling it, what was it, a learning
Improv?
thing? Learning skill, a tool?
Yeah, I mean, you're practicing one of the things two of the things we teach. One is make your partner look good, bring out their strengths. And I think the second thing that you're doing, Freddie, is you're really tuning into them. And improv on stage or off stage is really about tuning into other people. If you're a salesperson and you're not tuned into your client, when they go, whoa, when they're close to buying and they say, whoa, you're going to keep going because you're going to be focused on your own agenda. But if you tune into them, and this is one of the things we teach, you'll stop, you'll pause, you'll get curious, no different than someone says fine to you and then you know they're not. And that's the magic. And that's what's cool. And that's what builds connection. That's what grows revenue. That's what engages people so they want to stay and work in an organization. And that's some of the magic that we bring in.
You know, it's amazing because we get to do 25 of these shows with other people like Lynn and Louise. And when I meet certain people like Lynn and Louise, I love their show because there isn't anybody doing it the way they do and the way they bring it. And then they bring other people to the mix, and I want to expand on that. So it's like I come to Walt Disney every day to work. I come here, and this is my Magic Kingdom because of the players involved in this thing. So I get exactly what you're talking about. And sometimes I scare some of my hosts because sometimes I'll use the line, listen, I believe in you more than you believe in yourself because I love what you have to say. This show on Wednesday, I love this guy. I love Arthur. I love what he does. And he's starting something, a journey that he started years ago. He asked God to let him finish it. And I told him, God sent me to make sure you're going to finish it. But I just love the impact. And it makes for better shows. It makes for better conversations. It makes for better sales in the business aspect of what they do. Sometimes we just have to catch up because you're up here, you're floating up here, and your feet are down here on the ground, and you have to look up to sort of see the light. How do you get people to believe in the same thing that others see? How do you get them there?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, in addition to communication coaching, I also have been doing life coaching for about 8 years. And for me, it's always tapping into the person's heart and to their soul and to their essence and to who they are, and putting my focus there and seeing their magnificence and allowing them to access that, maybe even for the first time. Maybe they haven't even seen their magnificence before. And so when I'm able to see it in them, then they can see it in themselves. And when they're willing to own that and claim that, that's when the real magic takes place. Because everybody inside of themselves has their own answers, has their own wisdom, is their own guru, is their own teacher. And so when I work with clients and working with Mark, it's all about empowerment, empowering that particular being, that particular soul to be the best version of themselves that they can be, to have all their sparkle, to have all their shine, to have access to their heart and their true authentic expression. That's my passion and mission that I share with Mark.
Well, I know we're going to do some exercises on the other side of the commercial break, but when you work with clients in the improv setting, how does it actually improve their business and their sales acumen?
Yeah. Do you want to answer that?
Yeah. Well, it's amazing. It really is. I mean, we use it in team building. We use it to help people connect. One of the things we do, and we'll do this after the break, is we'll do a listening activity. Because a lot of it starts with listening to someone else. I mean, one of the things we can tell is that you and Freddie are great listeners. And that's one of the ways you amplify other people. Another way is with curiosity, by asking great questions to bring out the best in people. And when our clients learn this, they increase their sales. They retain people that they didn't expect to retain. And they work together more effectively. They make faster decisions. Teams can work together better and make better decisions, quicker decisions, because when they listen to each other, than when they each take a stand and they disagree and they think their way is the best.
It makes a difference. All right, so we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we got a lot of crew here that's going to participate in the communication skills and listening. And people will say all the time, how did you bring Freddie back around the conversation?
Back to what?
Just by listening. Because you start one place, we go here and there, and then we bring it all back.
Well, that's what streaming is meant to do.
Hold on. Before you guys go to commercial break, I have some breaking news. The AMP Media Network at the Brooklyn Cafe is now inviting the public to be a part of our live studio audience at the editor's desk Thursdays at 5:30. So before you guys go, make sure you head down at Thursdays at 5:30 to see Lynn. Anyway, back to you guys before.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. 5:30 Thursday, tune into the editor's desk with Lynn Everard and Louise Gomez. More to come with communication skills, how to improv my sales. And we'll be right back.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? What would you do if you had a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times treatment is fully covered, so why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed by law to take off time from work, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call us right now and save a life.
Call 855-350-4504. That's 855-350-4504. Call 855-350-4504 now.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
Brand new shows, only on AMP2 TV. We have All-in-One Insurance, Latin Hustle con Karen, Meta Magazine Show, Pitch 2 Production, The Florida Love Show, The Sixth Borough, Meet the Experts, Reinvented Life, Lights in the Night, and The Hangout. Tune in so you don't miss these amazing new shows. Only on AMP2 TV.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Hey, and welcome to another suave and sexy version of... What?
Hello.
No! That is not suave and sexy.
Where you at? Oh, I'm gonna let you drive though.
Oh, you want me to drive?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you drive.
Okay.
Well, I gotta hold it.
Okay, Jesus, this is gonna be one hell of a...
Hello. Why is his... Oh, there's scratches on his phone, that's why. You got cologne in here too?
You never know when you need something.
There's the hint of a new car smell still in here, but it's like starting to fade away.
Yeah, I've had it for a few months. What do you expect?
I don't know. I know my buddy, he just got a new truck. He got it last week and he still has that car smell.
Yeah, this is a week. That was a week. This was a few months. What do you expect? New car smell doesn't last forever.
Yeah, it does. That's when you go get a new car smell scent and then you put it in the car.
True.
I don't think this is gonna be a funny episode because he's driving. I can't really
What do you mean?
do anything.
No, do something. Have a joke. Yeah, bro.
Now a slow turn in here.
I'm joking.
It's a little too slow. Oh, they're open.
What are you doing, buddy? Are you?
That's where he's parking.
I can't get out, buddy. Oh, don't do that.
Skip. Hold on. Hold
You're in
on.
the wrong way, bro.
Hold on.
What are you doing?
What'd you get?
Coke.
That's all you went to Swifties for? We could have got that at Sunnyside. Yeah, that's true.
It's like one of the best sandwich places, bodegas type of sandwich places.
It ain't better than Publix.
Yes it is. Does Publix have a sign saying best sandwiches in Boca? I do not think so.
Make a U-turn right here.
You know, that's not trying to do. Jokers to pass. Go on faster!
Yeah. You call him that.
Paradise, won't you pack your bags? We'll leave tonight. I got 2 tickets to paradise.
You don't want to sing it? It's Eddie Money.
I'm focused.
It's Eddie Money.
I'm focused right now. This is my
Focused on what? It's a red light.
You're also filming the wrong way. You've been filming the wrong way for a minute 47.
How am I filming the wrong way?
Stop the video and look at it. This has been a very cool episode of Cooking Up Chaos. Not Cooking Up Chaos, but 2 dudes in a car, but 1 dude has already left.
Turn right.
There you have it.
Every time I see that segment, it leaves me speechless. Totally speechless.
Happy Friday to you. Happy birthday. Guess whose birthday it is today? You're never going to guess.
I think I know this. Bailey's.
Harry Holwasser. Stacy's
Harry's?
brother-in-law. Do you know how old Harry is? I'm trying to get them in next week.
96.
99.
99.
God bless him.
That's the gentleman that I interviewed.
Yep.
Can you bring him April
I'm trying
7th?
to get him in on Friday. She's asking him. I asked him to come in today to celebrate his birthday. Hopefully they'll be in next week. 99 years young. Isn't that amazing?
I interviewed that gentleman about World War II.
Yep.
And the Holocaust and everything that he was involved in that. I forgot to say, April 7th in the cafe, we are going to have Veterans Day. We have some Korean vets coming in. We're asking if you're a veteran of any war, to come on down. We'd like to pay tribute to you and say thank you for your service. But I got some guys coming from the Korean War that I met in front of Poppies, of all places.
So hopefully Harry will be in as well.
Oh, it should be a lot of fun.
All right, ready to toss this over to some improv time?
All right, what do we got?
Let's see what we got, guys.
We're ready.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. So we want to do a couple of the activities that we would do with our clients. And we need some help. Who's coming up first? Josh? Come on in, Josh. Yeah.
All right, so what do I got to do?
Josh, this is going to be great.
Okay.
You're going to, first of all, a couple of things. You're not in this alone.
Okay.
You're going to help each other look good.
Okay.
And we're going to do a listening activity.
Okay.
Because really it all starts with listening. And most of us listen probably at a level 3 or 4. Even right now, you might be thinking, what am I doing? Right? versus like really focusing on me. And I might be thinking, what's the next thing? I got to give great instructions to Josh. So here's what you're going to do. Melissa and you will have a conversation. You'll each share, each time you speak, 1 or 2 or 3 sentences. Make sure that it's balanced. And you'll start. When Melissa starts speaking after you finish, she's going to take the last word that you said, and that's going to be the first word of the first sentence that she speaks. Okay. We call this activity last word, first word. Once she stops finish speaking, you'll do the same thing. Pick the last word. So for example, if I said pick the last word, word would be the word that would start the next sentence.
Okay.
And you'll go back and forth a few times.
Okay.
And this is what we call active listening. Again, Mark said most people are listening at a level 3 or 4, if that, these days, especially with cell phones. In doing research, the number one problem, the number one challenge in communications is listening. So we help people to tap into a deeper level of listening.
Absolutely. So I'm going to step back here and let you have this stage. And let's go to Dawn and Freddie. Give them a topic. Give Josh a topic to start with.
Pick a topic.
You pick a topic.
Pick a topic.
Eagles.
Eagles.
Okay.
Eagles. So let that inspire you. You can take it wherever you want. Each person say a couple sentences each time. We present last word, first word.
I had to make a logo recently about that actually included an eagle in it, actually. Don't know if I'm very happy with it, but it is what it is.
Is the eagle the eagle that you wanted to play with?
Oh my God. With the eagle, I wanted to make it a little more accentuated. There's also a drone in there as well too, so I wanted to make that more pop out. Oh my God, I'm not good at talking, so I do apologize about
You're
that.
doing great. You're doing great.
I wanted the drone to pop out more.
More of the popping out of the drone as the eagle flies over. Would that be fun for you?
And I'm going to pause you right there. Tune in next week to find out if that will be fun for Josh. So let's find out. So this is, a lot of times we do an activity to set up the debrief because the experience happens and then the learning comes from the debrief and finding out what people really experienced and what the takeaway is. So first of all, how did it change your level of listening for both of you, knowing that you couldn't speak until you heard the last word of the sentence?
I kind of not generalize or not focus on that last word, but I had to focus on the whole sentence of creating something to follow with that one word, I guess, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, it does, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Melissa, what about you? How did it change your level of listening?
I felt very tuned in and connected with Josh. There was eye contact. I was noticing his body. I was listening to the words. It was as if there was nothing else happening except for Josh and I.
Yeah, absolutely. And though it's grammatically weird to start a sentence with or more, the key is to tune in to the listening. A lot of times we are waiting for the other person to stop speaking so we can say what's most important in the world. But what does that
We're
create?
rehearsing it up here.
Yeah, exactly. Does that create connection?
I understand it, yeah. So we're focused on what we're saying next instead of focusing on what they're saying. So we got to
Exactly.
wait for them to end that sentence where we can keep listening on to them, wait to that one end sentence word, and then start it again.
You think about a sales situation and a bad salesperson. Can you tell when you're speaking and they're waiting to speak? Like they're waiting, they're listening to you, but they're not really listening because they're waiting to speak?
Yeah, yeah.
And what kind of trust do you have in a person who is just waiting for you to stop speaking as the customer?
Yeah, definitely you want them to just keep focused on you, keep listening to what you have to say. I don't want them in their own world already made up their mind of what they're going to say. I want them to follow me.
Exactly.
Yeah. You want them to tune into your agenda.
Yep.
You're
Yep.
the client.
Yep.
It's amazing how often we have to tell our clients, wait till the person you're with stops speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to add to that, Melissa, before we take them into the second activity?
Well, I love everything that you're sharing. And as Josh said, he wants to be listened to. People want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to be understood. They want to not be made wrong. And
they want to know that they matter.
They want to know that they matter.
Everyone says, trust me. I care about you. Every salesperson in the world. But when someone listens to you, when someone slows down with you, when someone really tunes into you, even if you say you're fine and they know you're not, do you feel cared about in a new way?
Yeah, if they listen to me correctly, yes. Yeah. I would definitely have more trust in that person.
Exactly.
And just want to keep communicating with that person and not kind of like drift off into something else, you know?
Yeah, what I heard you say is you want to be more engaged.
Yeah.
And that's what we want people to be engaged with us so that they're really there with us.
Yeah.
But I can see how this could work for any conversation because people interrupt all the time.
Absolutely.
Because they have their own agendas.
Absolutely.
So what I like about this is you need to wait for that pause to continue the conversation.
You know who we're going to go do this topic with? Congress.
Exactly, Dawn. And I was doing some research, and it said American communication is getting worse all of the time. Every generation is getting worse in its communication, and now we have the distraction of cell phones. And the problem is people are not listening actively, and they're interrupting each other. They're talking over each other.
There's so many things. You touched on so many things right there. One is communication because of the cell phones, because we're doing two things at one time.
Exactly.
We're three, right? We're walking, we're talking, and we're texting at the same time. People's level of attention span has shrunk, so they can't even wait for it. And people are on their own agenda, so they feel like what they have to say is far more important than what you're saying. And they're going to interrupt, not even to stay within your conversation, but to bring in their own topic.
Dawn, can I interrupt you to talk about my agenda?
Please.
I'm just
But
kidding.
you know what? But they don't say, let me interrupt you. They just say, well, this is what
it.
I'm doing today. There's a duck on the camera. And you look and you say, excuse me? We weren't even discussing the duck on the camera.
Right.
So I love this. And I think for every generation, but especially the younger generation, if we can improve communication skills.
Yes.
Great exercise for
Where
them.
they go into the workplace, it's a tremendous win for everybody.
We think, go ahead, Freddie.
I like that you have to use the last word to the sentence, because in sales, when you listen, the person you're trying to sell is going to give you all the ingredients for a close.
Absolutely.
See, the problem in our society is communication being one. People don't know how to close a deal because they all have this agenda. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we love that. We were just looking at cars, and we had a car salesperson who really knew his car. And I brought up safety because I was in a car accident 2 years ago. And I asked if it had a certain feature. And he said, no, we don't have that, but we have something else. But what I wanted him to do was say, Mark, I hear that safety is important to you. That would have raised him from every other car salesperson to up here. And I would have felt like this guy really cares from that one little thing by, as you said, tuning in to what people say.
And the trust level when you're doing sales is imperative, you know?
In everything.
In everything. But when you're doing sales, you're either going to live by it or lie. You can kill a deal in 30 seconds. You could talk yourself to death and out of a deal in 30 seconds.
But you know who's great at sales, and they don't know they're great at sales, is Lynn. Because Lynn does what Lynn does, but not to sell, but to truly let the people know they're seen, heard, and understood. And that's your tagline all the time. By listening and saying, how can I be of service? He's not
Absolutely.
selling.
Yeah.
He's actively listening to help his client. This is how I can help you. It may cost you this to get from A to B, but this is the need that you have, and this is how I can help. Lynn, how does this resonate with you?
So I think this is actually really good because trust is a really important factor, and I connect with a lot of salespeople on LinkedIn, and that's one of the big topics. And there was on a thread yesterday where everybody was saying that, you know, the old ways of selling are going out the window, right? And the last one that seems to be holding on is the feel, felt, found method. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that, right? And even that is just too contrived.
What is that?
And so when person raises an objection, they'll say, yeah, so-and-so, or I understand how you feel, so-and-so felt this way, but then they found that our solution was best. Right? So, but it's still the old paradigm of selling.
What Lynn is describing is a working around to really listening, caring, and tuning in. And in this world that's so fast-paced, we want to matter. We want to know that we matter. Would you like to see another activity we use to help people enter into each other's
Josh, going to do this, or do you want somebody else?
Oh, I'll have him come up here.
All right, G-Man.
G-Man, go do your thing.
Mod
We're
Squad.
going to play with the both of them.
Yeah, we're going to play with the both of them. Absolutely.
It's Don Cornelius.
Welcome, Abraham. You want to lead
Beautiful.
us
And I love all this conversation. Of course, it's, again, we geek out on this all the time. And everything really is sales. Mark and I talk about that. It's in businesses, we're selling within departments. Sometimes we sell products or services. And then if you're at home and you want to go out to dinner, with your husband, you're also selling him on the restaurant that you want to go to. So really everything is an invitation. I like to think of it as an invitation. So now we're going to jump into something that we really love. It's a foundation of our communication and what we teach in business is yes and. And it's a principle, a foundation of improv comedy. For two people creating a scene together, how do you create a scene together out of nothing with no script in hand? There's operating principles, and one of them is having each other's back. And then the second one is being able to validate each other's reality. You're going to enter each other's reality by using yes and. So
here's what you're going to do. And this is what you talked about before, Don, about people listening to each other and entering each other's world and each other's agenda. Here's what you're going to do. We want you to pretend you're going to go to dinner tonight, and you're going to disagree on the restaurant. All right, Abraham, you'll start out by saying, I want to go to such and such restaurant. Okay, whatever it is, I'm going to give you one more cue. I love your enthusiasm. I'm going to give you one more cue. And you're going to say, I want to go to this restaurant. Josh, whatever he says, just say, yes, but, and then talk about what you want to go to.
Okay.
You say that for a moment, and then Abraham, you interrupt him and say, yes, but, and you're going to just yes, but each other. Let's see what one round of that looks like.
Okay. I want to go to Wendy's.
Yes, but I kind of want to go to Olive Garden because I kind of want something Italian.
Yes, but they have the 4 for $4. It's cheap.
Yes, but it hurts my stomach afterwards too,
Yes, but they have laxative pills afterwards.
Yes, but I don't want to run through that.
Yes, but it's cheaper at Wendy's.
do you see where this is going? Nowhere.
We're talking about poop, by the way. Yes, but can lead you to talking about poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, just went through that whole exercise.
That's how.
And this happens
That's
in
right.
offices too. It happens everywhere with children, parents and children, in offices, with relationships, marriages. Exactly.
Exactly. So now we're going to substitute two words. This time we're going to use yes and.
Too much thought.
And here's how you're going to do it. Abraham, you'll start again. You can use the same
Okay.
restaurant or a different restaurant.
Okay.
Josh, whatever he says, I want you to take in and say yes, as if you're really listening to him and understanding his world, and then adding something. You can choose a different restaurant, and you're building on what he said. So you're taking it in with a yes, you're pausing, and then your and is, well, I'd like to go to this. And let's see if that level of listening and building on each other's ideas and saying and instead of but, maybe it takes us to the pooper, maybe it takes us into a little more connection. Let's find out.
I want to go to Stoner's Pizza.
Yes, and we can take it home and eat it at the house.
It's a done deal.
That was faster.
Fast. See how much easier that is? There's also another level too if you want to continue playing, and what happens in yes and is we expand. We call it yes and expand. If we want to expand the possibilities, we do this all the time in our relationship. We do this all the time in businesses, and it really allows for more possibilities. So
yeah, and this time let's do it a little bit. That was great. Good job, guys. This time I want you to, Josh, want to go to a different restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So when you say yes to him, you're taking in what he said, you're building on it, and you're also suggesting a restaurant that you want to go to. Abraham, you'll hear that. You'll give him a yes and. Building on each other, still wanting to go where you want to go, but trying to connect a little bit more.
I understand. I want to go to Stoner's Pizza.
Yes. And we can also go to Publix just to get some chicken as well, too, though.
Yes, and that would be a good combination if we eat chicken and pizza.
Yes, and we can also go to Dairy Queen as well, too. Get some dessert, maybe.
Yes, and they have the McFlurry, not the McFlurry, the Blurry.
The Blizzard?
Blizzards.
Yeah, yes.
Perfect.
And we can stop by a special shop to get some rollies.
Oh, okay. I like this guy.
We're really expanding possibilities over here.
We've done this activity many times in organizations. We've never seen it go where it went. Good job, guys.
About this is in here, that yes and, that whole conversation, both of them, that's what they do all day long. It's like the younger kids today live in that realm. The first exercise is the one that I'm going to put them all to test, because I think that's outstanding. To listen to other people use the words, the last words, and back and forth. That one makes you think, and then you have to come up with a sentence and a thought that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes they give you a word like with, and you have to come up with a sentence in some kind of dialogue that makes sense. And I think that's a good challenge on this stuff. That's great stuff.
How'd you guys like that?
It was nice.
Abraham, what do you think about it?
I feel like I'm more connected with Josh.
I can definitely see the difference between yes, but, and then yes, and, because you're adding on to it instead of like refuting what they said.
And I try to do that a lot in my relationship, the yes and. Because if you do the but, it's always a fight.
And what about in team building?
Yeah, I was going to
How
ask.
can you see using that in the studio with everybody else?
What, the yes and?
Either one.
If they set up a camera a certain way, I can say, yeah, that looks good. And we can also try this angle as well too, to see, compare them.
Do you think it increase your confidence outside of just doing the experiment in everyday life?
Yeah, I think it should.
I think it increases your thought not to focus on this one particular way of doing it. You can have someone else's viewpoint as in an accepting way of them telling you to look at it a different way.
Brilliant. You guys are great.
You guys just hit it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You can start with your viewpoint, and you can add someone else's viewpoint.
Exactly.
And you may come to something better and go to a place you never thought you would go, even if you started with differing points of view by by wanting to build on each other's ideas.
Yeah, and did you feel the energy too? So much more fun and playful, and it creates magic, and then you're not making anybody wrong, and then nobody ends up feeling bad, and then people are tapping more into their higher self, if you will, and expanding into a field of all sorts of possibilities.
You know, I like this. I want to bring Lynn back into the conversation real quick, because Lynn is one of the hosts to one of our shows. And what I like about what they're doing is that it's going to enhance their creativity, which works in our favor, right? Because every show you do, you want to be creative, more creative than the last. You feel that having those that are producing your show, working with you, I mean, because this is a creative guy. And sometimes they gotta catch up to what you want to accomplish. I think the exercise will bring out all the essence of confidence in this thing. I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, what's fascinating is that when I went through gratitude training, there were other programs that they had, and one of them was called Transacting. And it's a whole day of improv. And then, so I took it as a student one day, and then I staffed it another time. And I actually have a t-shirt at home that says something like no but on the front and yes and on the back.
Yeah.
And so it really, that exercise really brought back some memories of that. So anything that is going to get people talking and communicating and getting out of their pattern, right? Because that's part of what you guys are doing is you're interrupting the patterns that exist within people. Because if we're constantly looking to speak first or, get through your stuff so I can say what I want to say, like the car salesman, then you don't really get anywhere and you don't build that connection. because today everything is about connection. So I remember those days with the exercises and all the things that we did, and the biggest thing it did is it brings you out of yourself. Mm-hmm. And because most of us have been hiding inside for most of our lives. Mm-hmm. And so we don't let people see who we really are. Mm-hmm. And how do you get to know someone and trust them if they're not willing to show you who they are? Mm-hmm. And so that's one of the things I love about this, is that you bring people out. Yeah. And then people see another side of a coworker that they didn't see before.
Lynn, you are so right. We use this in team building so people can share different ideas. And the quietest people in the room feel seen and heard, and they speak up and they light up. And they share ideas that they didn't know that they had in them, but no one was listening to. We're designing a new hire sales training for a bank, and we expect to see new sales reps at the bank ramp up faster than their predecessors because they use these tools. I mean, this is, as you said, this works in so many different places. But most of all, it's human connection. Whether you do it inside the studio, when you do it in relationships, you are listening to other people, you're valuing them, you're saying, I care about you because I'm not trying to make you wrong and make me right.
Yeah.
I'm saying maybe you can be right, I can be right, and we might find a better right together.
Yeah.
This is so great, Mark and Melissa. I love this so much. Right, you can both be right. There doesn't have to be a right or a wrong. You can actually come together with a better idea and work on it, because the whole is always greater than the sum of its parts.
Amen.
How can people reach you?
Go ahead. You say it.
Well, so the
Nice
best
job,
way
you
is
guys. Thank you,
love
guys.
at Improv My Sales. Thank you, Abraham. Thank you, Josh. The best way to reach us is love at improvmysales.com. When Melissa joined the organization, one of the things we say about Melissa, she brings love everywhere she goes. So rather than make it Melissa at improvmysales.com, we made it love, because that's who she is. And feel free, we love to do this work. It's what makes us happy.
Awesome.
That's a secret ingredient to success, and she's right on point with that, because even in sales, even in relationships, even in anything, even in a court of law where two guys are arguing with one another, you can't make it personal. It's a job. It's what you do for a living. And sometimes we get so wrapped up that you ever notice how a person is so anxious to say what they want to say because they think the bus is leaving? That's lack of confidence. And what I love about this is the confidence begins to come out. I love it. I have so many ideas of what I want to put the kids through, because it's good. It's good medicine. And it will expand.
Bring us back. Bring us back, and we can help you do that. That's
Tell you
what
what,
we love
let's take
to
a
do.
commercial break, and we'll talk about it during breaks. Maybe we have another song.
I don't know. Do we have another song?
More to
Bring
come.
us back for another show.
Improv My
Thanks.
Sales, more to come. 888-994-4995, Studio A. Let us know the best communication skills you use. And
Or if you need help getting it.
We'll be right back.
That's right.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to StephanieJaffeArt.com.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently, and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
Call 855-348-5925. That's 855-348-5925. Again, 855-348-5925.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 855-993-2180. That's 855-993-2180. Again, 855-993-2180.
Come on down to the Brooklyn Cafe and enjoy our delicious 100% Arabica organic coffee. You can also tune into the Brooklyn Cafe show and have the chance to win a free bag. For more information on how to get your own bag, check us out at thebrooklyncafe.tv.
Hey Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, nothing. What's up?
Nothing. Just looking for music for Grandpa I listen to while we're in the car.
What's wrong with listen to now?
Let's just say we have different tastes, you know?
Why don't you try listen to a podcast on Spotify?
Like which one?
The Broken Cafe Studio one is really good.
Okay, I'll try that one out. Thanks.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought. You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
All right. You ready, kid?
Yeah, we're not singing about a red bird. We're singing about a blackbird today.
was a good one.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Singing the night, take your sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. You were only waiting for this moment to be free.
That was great. I like that.
That's very nice. The only thing is, I think that, Josh, you need a hat and sunglasses so you guys look like the Blues Brothers.
I keep telling him we need to do Soul Man with him on the guitar and us on our blues, bro. I'm a soul man.
You should do that next. Absolutely.
We'll do that next.
Lynn says absolutely.
We'll do it next. Yeah, they don't talk into mics. They're gonna do the next. All right. So how did you like that exercise?
I liked it a lot. I went in and I asked the crew, you know what I got?
Yeah, you get the shoulder. Do you know how they speak in millennial terms? So how you doing? How do you solve the problems of the world?
How,
shoulder.
someone says, how are you?
Or they do the hand thing.
Speaking of hand things and signals, how was opening day overall? I know the Mets won. I know the Eagles lost. Not the Eagles.
The Phillies.
Phillies lost.
The Braves won.
Was it a good showing? Everyone happy with opening day baseball season?
Well, it depends. You got to look at your team.
But I mean the overall sense of opening day.
Oh, 2 hours. What was the average? 2 hours and 46 minutes were the games.
No, the Phillies game, that game was still 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, because the score is 11-7. You can't stop that. It would have been 4.5 hours long. Now, the other thing, did you know this? The base runner, if you're on third base and they call the foul ball, and instead of running across the diamond, you're taught to run around back the bases. So the first baseman of the Mets, who's a big guy, slow, was running around the bases. You have 8 seconds to get back to the bag. So they called a strike on the batter, on Jeff McNeil. Now, this is the first time this has happened in opening day, and everybody has an argument because you have 8 seconds to get back field of play. That's not fair. I mean, if you're on third base and you weigh 300 pounds and you're not going to trug-a-lug the mic to the first base side, if you don't get there in 8 seconds and you got to put foot on the bag, they call a strike on the batter. What the hell is that? So the Mets are putting in a protest. They want an explanation.
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Like switching innings?
No. You know you have 8 seconds to be in the batter's box.
Yes.
You got 15 seconds or 20 seconds to pitch the ball.
Yeah.
Okay. So they pitched the ball went foul. The runner that was on first went to third, but it was a foul ball. So he had to run back to first to start the thing again. And they gave him 8 seconds to get back to the first base bag. Nobody said nothing about that.
And he can't run across the pitcher's mound.
He didn't, because he didn't know that he had to race back before the next pitch started and the clock started, and he was still running back to first base. They got to wait till he's on the base before they start the clock. So they gave the batter a strike. So everybody says, wait a minute. And then you can't argue. This is the other thing. If you argue on the 20 seconds, it's another strike.
Oh, jeez.
2 minutes and 15 seconds between innings. They played 3 commercials and they come back. That's it.
Opening day. You know what tomorrow night is, though?
Oh,
Basketball.
did you see
Final
what's
Four.
happening in Houston?
What?
They have welcomed the FAU Owls, the Cinderella teams, and they don't want to be called that. They say, call us anything you want, do not call us Cinderella. The hotels are putting the Owl up because they can't believe the story. Now, the Miami basketball team, I think, was ranked higher than FAU. Is that what's going on?
Miami's first time in a Final Four too, though.
But they were ranked higher. Now, Miami has their work cut out for them with the UConn Huskies. That's going to be a hell of a game. But FAU might sneak by. They might get in. Can you imagine Miami and FAU in the Final Four?
It would be pretty amazing
This
for South
town
Florida.
will go crazy.
It would be amazing for South Florida.
It'll go crazy. This town will blow up. And of course, because nobody expected the FAU Owls to be there, and I think they're going to do something at the stadium, so they're closing Glades Avenue.
Glades Road and I-95 are closed tomorrow for construction, but no one expected it to be what it is. But the game's not home.
Yeah, but they're still
watch
doing something
parties.
at the stadium.
Yeah, there's watch parties everywhere. So just check your directions if you're heading up to Boca to FAU to support the Owls.
I got to tell you, and my son graduated from FAU. Josh, you graduated from FAU?
Lynn.
No, from Lynn. Who's in here from FAU? Some of the kids are in here from FAU.
I don't know if anyone in here today is from FAU.
Yeah, Jalen. She
Jalen,
graduated
okay.
from FAU. Chelsea's a freshman at FAU.
I mean, what an accomplishment to be part of something that has never, ever happened. You talk about miracles, and here we go. And those kids, some of those players in there, they just don't stop. After 4 quarters and the sweat and the tears, they keep playing. The other team gets tired. These 2 teams and the Hurricane as well.
This is why sometimes college sports is a little better, because they have more will to do it instead of the professionals who are already making tons of millions of dollars. Their life is already settled. These college players have something to fight for, though.
I think, yeah, Lynn?
Professional players, they get paid whether they win or lose, and it's the rest of us who watch them that are up or down. That's why right now is the best time in professional football, because you have free agency in the draft, which means you can get excited about your team, and everybody has a record of 0-0. So everybody's still in it.
Well, I got to tell you, that's great points.
I have a
before
video to
you.
send over. I'm going to
But
send it over
the
to you.
video, the clock has changed. Major League Baseball, and you got guys on the mound which have been in their 40 years of age, and the clock is making them pitch faster, more speedy. They don't get the repertoire, the rest. And the injuries on the pitching arms of the senior players is beginning to show its ugly head. And the Mets didn't calculate that these baseball, they got 2 of the greatest pitchers in the game, but they're 40. And for them to throw a pitch every 20 seconds has changed the dynamic of the game. So they are not hitting strikes after the 3rd, 4th inning. They got to stretch it out. Spring training is not long enough to stretch it out. So this is going to get really, really interesting.
Well, they're probably just going to last, instead of 5-6 innings, they'll probably last just 4.
Well, that's what they're
Try a
talking
different
to.
pitcher.
They're talking to the Mets brain trust. All the pitchers. DeGrom had a horrible opening day. But everybody having to pitch every 20 seconds, and you're a little older, or you have the arm has the miles on it, changes the dynamic of the game. But they have to play at the level that colleges play now.
How do you choose? Basketball, baseball? Well, there's so many things for you to
All of them.
watch.
I watched the Mets, then I watched the Rangers lose to the Devils. Man, but what a game in hockey. It was fantastic. And the Rogers saga, Odell Beckham may become a Jet. There's a lot of stuff going on right now.
UM has a thing, if you donate $5, they will match it ×4. I got a link just now.
You're kidding.
So if you are a U fan, if you donate $5, they are matching it 4
To
times.
the basketball program?
Yep.
You kidding me? You gonna donate? Yeah. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna make sure you do.
Absolutely.
You know, go to the University of Miami. I mean, they've had football runs. They've had great players and everything else that came out of that school. Good school. In the four, I can't believe it. I'm in a state that has 2 teams in the final
Not
four.
only in the state, you're like right in the knit. It's not even like here in North. You're like right here.
It's right behind
Never in a
us.
million years.
It's incredible. So good luck to the Owls. Good luck to the Hurricanes tomorrow. It will be great to see them play against each other. On Monday night, I believe the game would be. It's going to be Monday night.
I got to tell you, if that were to happen, the lid would come off this thing. Do you know, I got to watch the game, I think last Sunday was Miami had won. And they were down by like 11 or something. After that game, I went to Walmart because I had to wait. And everybody was so nice to each other. Especially kids that were wearing the Owls, right? They were wearing their colors because they were so proud that the school was doing so well. But my God, there were people buying groceries.
It's like when the Heat won the national championships back in the day.
That's what I was talking with. I think I was talking with Alex when he was on my show. We don't have any sports culture down here at all because all the sports
Can you turn that
teams
off?
are not good. Did you give him his phone back?
Bax, can you turn off your phone, please? Thank you.
The sports culture. Well, you don't got the Miami Marlins, but they won a few championships.
That was in
You got
2006.
the Heat. You got the. Well, you got. They just haven't been there. They carry the longest drought of not making the playoffs.
Dolphins. They've never won a playoff game in 20 years.
Dolphins are the only team that went undefeated and won the Super Bowl.
That was 1972.
It doesn't
though.
matter. Ain't nobody gonna take that away.
Miami Heat has not won a championship. They've been to the championship when
You
when
had LeBron
COVID.
and then company for 3 years.
That's the only time the South Florida has seen something spectacular in the sports world. Florida
Well-
Panthers have always been iffy. They're kind of good now, but Tampa Bay Lightning has definitely have the
They're one of the
spot
best
over them.
Yeah, but they're one of the best. Listen, New
Tons-
York only had the Giants. The Jets are no since '69. The Knicks haven't won since '72. I mean, come on now. Towns, but college. Think about college. You go to Georgia, where the Bulldogs are at, or you go to Alabama. My goodness gracious, that's champion. Or you go to the Boston where the football, hockey. The Bruins are going to win it all this year. They're incredible.
They got the best record of all time.
But they're incredible. I mean, this is like a city where you walk, and everybody says hello because you're winning. It changes the whole atmosphere of everybody. I mean, I just love college sports. I think it's the best. I didn't get to play college. I decided to go to the studies.
Well, something just happened when they're now able to make money doing endorsements, but now apparently they're getting kind of out of hand. I was watching something about Notre Dame and the endorsements that these kids are making, and the girls, they're making 7 figures. They're making they're beautiful, and they've got them, and there's a little iffiness because I guess the way they're bringing them in, they're not bringing them in because they're getting paid, but then they get these endorsements, so there's a lot of gray zone.
No, I read about the
They're
basketball
making-
players in Miami. Two brothers, I think, are on that team.
Millions of dollars.
Making millions.
And they're making money. You know what? Major leaguers.
But what do you guys
make
think
it.
about that? Fair, not fair, good idea, not good idea? What are the two sides?
I think in college they should have a cap limit of how much they make, because you're giving an 18-year-old millions of dollars. He may not have that strive anymore to keep going forward with his sport and make it.
I would take the money you need for school and put the rest of the money in an endowment after you graduate. So you can't touch the rest of the money until you finish. But I will make sure that no kid, you got to remember, the money, if you're making $400,000 is the number I heard for a player. If he's making that kind of money, how much money do you think the school's making?
But
40
aren't they
million?
making it on the endorsements?
Yeah, they're not making it from the school. They're being sponsored by
Sponsored.
Pepsi, by
Yeah,
these
but
other
you still,
brands.
this kid making $400,000, now they're in the final. You don't think University of Miami is making money that they're in the top Final Fours? Of
Somewhere
course
in
they're
there.
making money.
But you've got, say, track and field, a girl in track and field, and she's endorsing makeup, for example.
There's nothing wrong with it.
But that's not helping them in their sport. So you said how much further they're going to go in their sport. Do they end up not staying in the sport and then they just have these
But this
great
is why
endorsements?
I tell you, I would, if it costs you $100,000 to go to University of Miami and you get $1 million contract, I give her the $100,000. That way she doesn't have to worry about school. Not a worry in the world. It's paid for. The other 900, I put it on the side. When you graduate, you get the rest of that money with interest. I think that's fair. That way it...
You think there should be a cap on what they can make?
No, not at all. Why? I'm a major leaguer. I'm 40 years old, and I'm making $67,000 a year. Who's the guy that's making, the Japanese player from the Angels?
Shohei.
He's only making $40 million this year, but he's making $60 million in endorsements.
That's unbelievable.
Really? Cap? Cap what? Man, this is America. You make as much as you can make.
No, I'm talking about caps on college.
On college
athletes.
But why?
Endorsements.
Because they're kids?
Lynn, what do you think?
I think it's a slippery slope because when you're 18 years old, how long is that money really going to last you if no one's
20
taught you
minutes.
how to manage money?
Sure.
You're right. That's why I say take the money, make sure they go to school, boom, boom, boom. Books, everything covered. Rest of the money, you can't touch it. Leave it on the side. But the cap would be how much you can make. Can you make $2 million? Can you make $10 million? Can you make $1? I don't believe in the cap. I think you get paid what you're worth.
And does it support the school? It's interesting. It's a whole big interesting, because they're kids. So college sports, even though they're kids, if you're making millions of dollars, you're only a kid by the age.
My father used to say to me, you could draft you into the war, you ain't no longer a kid. You're a man or you're a woman. If you can get drafted and you can serve your country and get shot at and whatever, right, wrong, or indifferent, I'm not talking about the reason, you're no longer a kid, you're a man.
True, too.
And as a man, you should be treated like a man or a woman, treated like a woman, and let them do their thing. You know, if God had given me the gift that I could hit a fastball, a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, and I could hit it 500 feet, and you're going to tell me you're going to cap me? Why? God gave me the ability to do something, and I gave the desire to do it. So why are you going to cap me?
Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to wrap
Wait a
up
minute,
this
Josh
Friday.
has something to say.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to tell you these deals that these people have.
Tell me.
The top 10 NIL deals. Bronny James, the son of LeBron James, is going to make $7.5 million. Does he need it? Probably not, because he's the son of LeBron James.
Well, what's he going to make it for? The draft?
No. In the 2003 recruiting class has signed notable agreements with Beats by Dr. Dre, Nike, and PSD underwear.
Wow.
That's just endorsements?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, see? And then Arch Manning, who's not in college either. Bronny James isn't in college yet either. But Arch Manning's going to make $3.7 million, the son of Archie Manning. Archie, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Quarterback of the...
he's in high school. These kids aren't even in college yet. That's the other side of this.
Mikey Williams, American high school basketball player, $3.6 million he's going to make. Caleb Williams, a quarterback for UCS, $3.2 million. Livy Doon, a gymnast, $3.2 million. I mean, these deals are insane.
It's insane.
Well, you see what happens when you're a major leaguer and you get drafted in the first round. Those contracts are between $4 and $7 million.
Yeah, but some of these
they
kids,
haven't even played
but
yet.
These kids are in high school.
I understand
and
that.
And you're going on the name. You're going on LeBron. You're going on Manning. You're going on names.
When I met you, the first day, I had read from Sports Illustrated how the Oakland A's had signed a 10-year-old to a futures contract. He was 10. He was a catcher. And he had a cannon for a gun, for an arm. And they signed him to a $10 million deal. And the kid was 10 years old. He couldn't touch the money until he was 22. But they were going to pay the ride and everything to
Did it go through?
It went through, but I don't know whatever happened to the kid.
You should check it out. All right, let's take a quick commercial break. More to come. When we come back, we're going to wrap up this Friday as we head into, wow, hard to believe, April already. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties, open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Mellberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Mellberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
Are you compromising your medical care for doctors out of your network? Are you tired of dealing with referrals to see a specialist? Are you aware that you can save up to $155 a month on your Medicare premiums? You need an all-in-one benefits company that can help with all of your Medicare plan needs. Call today, All-in-One Benefits Group at 954-614-5488. We're here to find an all-in-one plan for you. 954-614-5488. Call today for open enrollment.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Interesting. It's fun. Sports is fun.
You want to wrap up our whatever we've got with coffee news of the week, or you want to save that for Monday?
No. I wanted to say a couple of things about the coffee news because we have some exciting news to share.
What do you got?
Well, first of all, Lady Dawn is in the ad this week because Lady Dawn actually the winner of the contest.
I am?
Of the tickets that we gave. You're not the winner.
Oh, I was going to say, really?
But they came in to get the tickets, and congratulations to the February winner, Regina R., who reads Coffee News in Jimmy's Brooklyn Pizza, Boca Raton.
Nice.
Which is really cool.
And I think we've got Wise Guys Pizza coming in either next week or after Easter. They told me they were checking their schedule.
Brand new pizzeria.
And those are from our friends at another place that we were working at.
Yeah,
They've sort of expanded.
Yeah, what's the name of the place?
Plant-Based Mafia.
Yeah, Plant-Based Mafia. Get your free coffees news. This portion of the show brought to you by Call Joey at 561-408-7644. We have fun with this. I mean, this is the newest issue. And there's a whole bunch of new people here.
Just came out yesterday.
I love it.
Going to give this to C-Squared. We'll do the horoscopes on Monday.
Yes, we'll do the horoscopes on Monday.
All right, you got big plans this weekend? I know you're heading out of town.
I'm going to Tampa, and I got to take equipment with me.
Uh-oh.
Everything over there is going with me.
You're going to be here late tonight.
Unfortunately, yes. But, tonight we have the 6th Borough going on because Kenny Love at 3 is out. We're going to run a tape, but you can still watch. And the 6th Borough is tonight from 6:30 to 9. No, it's not. 6:30 to 8:30, my bad. And they have a whole new cast of characters coming on.
They always do.
What?
They always do.
They always do.
They always do. And I think we're going to wrap this up. Lynn, you're going to be watching some basketball this weekend?
Yep. Have to. 2 local teams.
2 local teams. We got to support
Did you go to the University of Miami?
I had 2 kids who went through FAU. So.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to be watching?
I am. I'm actually looking forward to
You
hopefully.
and Chuck went to Miami, right?
We did. I'm looking forward to maybe laying a little bit low.
Your son went to Miami also?
He went to Miami Law School.
So the 3 of you are going to be watching the Miami Hurricane?
Well, he's in Spain, so I'm not quite sure he's going to be getting the game, but
You can see it's worldwide.
So maybe he'll be watching it.
On the phone, you can watch anything.
Yep, a
Now,
lot. My sister went to Miami. My brother went to
Your
Miami.
sister too?
We all went to Miami. Yep.
That's kind of weird. Now it's kind of weird.
Why?
I forgot because everybody.
And even Leah went to Miami Law, so everyone's kind of a cane.
Wow. I gotta ask you. What is that?
That's what I was asking.
So I don't know what that is. So you, the University of Miami, you're gonna be watching the game, right? All in the same place?
We're watching the game in the same place? No.
You're
I don't
gonna
know
be
where
in different
anybody
places?
is. I don't know what anybody's doing.
I have a bet. My somebody I know in the real estate game called me. He says we still have that $100 bet, right? I go, yeah. He bet me.
Interesting.
That Miami will make it and FAU won't. So we'll see.
Let's see. I really hope they both make it. I think it'll be great for our community. It'll be great for all the kids' sports in our area. And you talk about looking up to your local sports players. I think for South Florida, this would be just where they are. Just that the 2 of them are in the Final Four is amazing. But to actually get to see them excel and come together, I think will even be more exciting for them.
It'll be a lot of fun. I gotta tell you, Miami has the work cut out for them. I picked Connecticut to win it. So if Miami beats them, I think Miami wins it all.
We got to go to the U. All right, we're going to have our Blues Brothers wrap up today's show. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. We're going to have the guys take us out. It's a beautiful weekend. Enjoy the game. We'll see you Monday, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Ow! Ow! Coming to you on a dusty road. A good loving, I gotta choke the load. So when you get it, you got something. But you don't worry, 'cause I'm coming. I'm a soul man. you fret, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Hey, listen, I was brought up on Town Street. I learned how to love before I could eat. I was educated from the good stuff. When I start loving, oh, it just gets tough, 'cause I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Hey, when I got the rope and I pull you in, give me no hope and be your lonely boyfriend. Yeah, yeah, hey. I'm a soul man. 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 I'm a soul man.
Cafe Show.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.